Hello everyone, this is ChristianMelodics.interactive, and in this video we are going to focus on the area that I call authentication. So it's our links for registering, logging in, going to your account, logging out. For the most part, at least 3 out of the 4, we're going to treat basically in the exact same way as we treated the other articles, applications, videos. We'll have these functions that generate those links so that we can put them in different locations. The difference being is the log off or log out. Since that contains a form, and we want to be security conscious, we have this form. We'll see how to include the anti-forgery token in the same style that we're using here. So we'll use basically a string and using HTML raw. But how do we get the anti-forgery token included in there? We'll see all that in this video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing that we are going to do is to import a few more icons here. Instead of typing them out, I'm just going to paste them in here. So we'll use an edit icon, sign in, sign out, and user. Since we've added them, we have to add them to the library here. So let's come up here. And now they are added in. Of course, no changes. We'll return to the main nav.cshtml file. So what I want is to add or create icons that or links that have icons with them. So let's come up here and modify our code here. So we have a link text. Let's make one. So far. Link icon. So new func string. So I'll take an icon. We'll spit some stuff out here. Grab this. So here's our icon, just an I tag class. Appropriate classes, and we'll use this link icon class later on. Since I'm going to want to use this with some links and some not, what we're going to do is come in here and to the link text that we've already defined, we're going to add icon to it, and then we will put just a block icon. Right, and we've added a string, so 2 strings in, 1 string out. Should give us an error here. So the articles and such that we've already defined, we'll just put empty string there and empty string there. Alright, so let's add to them, I don't know, maybe alphabetical order, I guess. So var, what we'll do is a login. Raw, li, anchor, identity slash what was login. So that gives us the anchor. No. So in here we need the link text. And the icon. So the link text here is just going to be login, and the icon that we're looking for is the sign in -alt. Right, and so we have our login. Now we need the register. Let's just copy paste on that. So we need a register. Register, all these registers, and sign out alt. Alright, so we'll come down here below the anchors, div.authentication, and inside of there all we need is the UL for the moment and at register at login. Perfect. We'll save that, refresh. So something has worked remarkably well. Messed something up a bit. Icon, FA icon. Oh, great. So that instead of the blah blah blah, whatever. So what we'll do is just we need that to go inside a link icon. It's expecting one thing. Helps if you just create something and then actually use it. Give it to me. Save that. Try again. Perfect. So we have the icons and the text and everything. So we'll return to our style sheet, the main-nav.component.scss. What we'll do is, actually I guess I like to see things happening. So let's come down to somewhere, oh, right here. So we have the main navigation. What we're going to do is tack in the authentication. So I talked about it previously. What's going to happen is the thing that's going to take up the extra width is going to be the search. So what I'm going to do is convert both of these to auto. And now we go back to the large view. Still is going to be the same order for the moment. Authentication. Anchors take up in the main space, and we'll put auto there. Save it. It's already working to push it up to where we want. Right. And we'll do a little bit. So down here below the anchors, authentication, grid area, authentication, display. So mobile first, we'll have the not being displayed, so they're gone. Let's include media greater than mobile display. We'll put block, and so that'll bring them back. And we'll add a little space. So dot link icon margin right. Just move them icons a little bit away from them. Perfect. You can see if we go below the breakpoint, they disappear. That's all working perfectly. All right. So now we have the ability to log in and register, or go to the pages for logging in and registering. Let's go back to main.nav.cshtml file. Of course, authentication also has another couple components. So once we have logged in, we need both the go to our account page and to be able to log out. We're going to come up here. We'll say var is authenticated, and that's going to be equal to user.identity.is authenticated. We'll just use that and capitalize it. And actually, we can see where things are working the way that we want for it when the person is not authenticated. So we'll just invert that so that we'll see our authenticated versions of everything. And we're going ahead and create. We'll snag the login, move it up here, we'll make an account out of it. And for account, we will use, what do we use? User. Okay, we'll come down here to the authentication area here. Come in here and we'll say if is authenticated. else. So if you're authenticated, we'll do something else. If you're not, see register and login, and at account. Now for the moment, what we're going to do is just write it in the normal HTML here. So I'm going to be able to log out. So that will point to identity / logout, and method post. There's an HTML helper. If you use the tag helper, it'll automatically put this in, but we want the anti-forgery token in there. And now we need a button. Button type submit. Content of my button .fas.fa .link. Perfect. Let's get span. Save that. Go back, see what that looks like. So we have our button up there. Made a mistake somewhere on my sign out tag because that was supposed to be sign out -alt. Perfect. So now the icons are there, and we need to do a little bit of styling here. I'm going to go back to the top of the page here just in case another color has not been defined, and we'll call it action color. And it's give us a bit of blue color. So back down to authentication area. So our authentication area has a form in it, and so we'll put display flex line item center height 100%. Save it. So it moved down a little bit, centering everything. Inside of that form, there's a button. We'll set the background to none. Border none. Getting there. Include some padding. Top and bottom nothing. 10 pixels worth left and right. Cursor, pointer. Before I save it, just to see. I'm not sure why I set that, but we'll leave it there. Cursor, pointer, font weight, normal. And we'll do a little bit and hover. Background, none. And color. Action, color. Whoops. Made my own syntax. Alright, so now they behave all the same. Again, disappears. The breakpoint is reached. Alright, so let's go back to our code or the page. So of course now we have this hard-coded form here. We're going to need the logout in two different places. In the main navigation area here, and then also in the mobile nav. So we're going to play the same game that I played before. Just going to put these all on the same line. Although I guess it's going to be a slightly different game. Look at that, it's going to fit on the page. Or the slightly different game because although we use another form for the search, so there'll be a, like I said, search box, search button, all that. There's a form there, but it's a lot different than this, and it's only in one location, so I'm not going to bother creating a form sort of function for it. What we'll do is take that out and come up here, and we'll add var logout. Logout's going to be html.raw. Inside of there, we'll just use a template string. Inside of that will be our form. Thank you for all that. So we'll need to escape our strings, or our double quotes. No longer fits on one screen. This is being zoomed in like this. So we're getting there. Now we need to deal with our anti-forgery token. The way that we're going to do that is coming up here and using system.io and using system.text.encodings.web. All right, we'll put it right here. What we're going to need is a string writer. And then we can take the HTML helper, and it has the anti-forgery token. Then I can do write to the writer and HTML encoder dot. It's got a default property on it. Now var anti-forgery token is going to be equal to writer.toString. So now we have our anti-forgery token. My little squiggly go away. We'll come down here, and of course we need to add the logout. Save that. Cross our fingers. Refresh. Something I didn't notice at the time here was, first of all, it's still working. We get the logout, and if we view it, that's going to be too big probably. So we can see on our form we have the right action, post, we have our token there. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. Did notice there, though, for some reason, color is not behaving because I failed to set it. So there was a couple of things that I decided to skip. So I had color, and that's going to be the navigation anchor color, and I did set the height to 100%. Now everything looks the way that it's supposed to look. And for this video we have one more thing to do. So I very much appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does. If I'm viewing some content and I decide, okay, so I need to log in now. If I click that login, go through the login process, I think it's very nice that the application drops me off back where I was, on the content that I was viewing before I started the whole login. So we're going to return to our page here and take care of doing that. We're going to need another import here, and using system.net. I'm not sure why I have systems and all that above the Microsoft, but whatever. All right, so let's come back down here. So we'll put it here. So we'll call var redirect URL. If all else fails, we'll just redirect to the root. So path context.request.path. Then we'll say that if path dot has value and path dot value dot contains. So I have an error page. So if you're sitting on the error page, 23. Sitting on the error page, I'm not going to want to have it drop you off there. Are you upset? We are going to continue as to hoping it fixes itself here in a minute. We'll come back to it. So it has value. I'm not sure what is going on. Oh, because I can't spell. Path. path. Alright, so we want to make sure that the path doesn't contain error and that path.value contains identity. So typically what I do is if someone is logged in, signed in, then I don't allow them to view the login and register pages. So, we don't, for whatever reason, if you're on the login page and you refresh, that'll probably set my redirect URL to identity/login. And so when you log in, I don't want to redirect back to the identity or any page in the identity section. So what we'll do is just say that if those things are not true, so it has a value, or true has a value, and it does not contain error or identity, then we'll say redirect URL is equal to path.value. Alright, so now our redirect URL has this slash, and we need to encode that. So what we'll do is just say var redirect query string. We'll use a template as string for it, and we'll say that redirect URL, obviously you can name it whatever you want, web utility dot URL encode, and we put in the redirect URL. Perfect. Now we need to modify, like I said, we're dealing with login and register. So what we need is to say, change the strings in login and register to template strings, and then all we have to do is to say redirect query string for both of them. Save that. Go ahead and refresh. So we should find, let's see if we inspect this. Actually, say that we need to be authenticated to see all that stuff. Okay, so now if we take a look at the register, what we'll see is now that in that link we have the href is identity/register, and a query string contains our redirect URL, and the slash being URL encoded. All right, so that takes care of it for this video. Once again, I thank you for watching the video, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.